Johnny, what was this like?
I never had a workout like that before, but I'm happy to be able to get as much experience as I can in before I hopefully get drafted and go play in the season.
You say you never had a workout like that before. What do you mean?
A high intensity, I mean, like of course when I practiced in college or in high school, we're doing the same drills, but it's definitely not as intense as doing it for an NBA team.
Was it the fact that you have a lot on the line here, or was it that it was really a physically grueling?
I mean, a little bit of both. I try not to put too much pressure on myself and just go out there and play. I wouldn't, not too physically grueling. I mean, those coaches, those guys gave me a decent look, but nah, just the intensity of it, and willing to go out there and compete and show them what I can do.
Johnny, just talk about would you like me to work out today?
The conditioning, honestly. I mean, I didn't like it, but I like that it taught me something that I need to go back to Miami with my agency and do a lot more conditioning.
And as you go through this process, what are some of the things you want teams to say about your game?
That I have an all-around game. I can do a little bit of everything, and that overall I just compete as hard as I can every time I step on the floor.
And then playing in the big, how do you feel like that prepared you for this next level?
Playing in the Big Ten?
Yeah.
The physicality of it, probably. Every night in, night out, it's always going to be a battle down to the wire.
And have you had any league guys maybe reach out to you, give you support, or help you out through this process?
No, not really. I just get the support I need from my family.
What conditioning drills did they put you through?
Well, the last one, 20 touches in 2 minutes, especially after I was going one-on-one with those guys. Just getting right into it, no breaks. I really like that because it's just going to condition me for the 82-game regular season.
How did your football career enhance what you do on the basketball court?
Definitely the physicality of it. Playing QB, you're trying to run from a lot bigger guys than me all the time, and I'm taking shots everywhere. So the physicality mostly, and just being under certain pressure situations.
In terms of decision making, point blank decision making, I would assume that being a quarterback really translates to what you do on the basketball court.
Yeah, it definitely does. I still think that's something I need to work on, but it definitely helps a lot being a QB.
We didn't see hardly any of your workout, but the part we saw with your shooting from three was impressive. I think at one stage you made 8 of 10.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say about your ability, given that they were working you pretty hard?
Yeah, it just shows my ability to not quit. There was a little stretch there where I honestly thought I couldn't breathe, but those guys, they were telling me to just keep going, keep pushing through it. So that's what I did, and then once I got to the shots, I just tried to be as calm and cool as I could while shooting them.
When you were at the Combine in Chicago, did you interview with this team?
Yes, I did.
And what are your impressions of the front office and their interest in you?
Well, Mr. Shepard's a really cool guy. I saw him at the lottery and in the interview. I enjoyed talking to him. Coach Unseld seems like a really hardcore, intense dude. I could tell that sitting in the interview. So, I like that kind of coach. He's all business, no jokes.
I think people in this area are always curious what the outside perception is. So what did you know about the Wizards kind of going into this process before all the interviews started, before the workouts started?
I know they probably didn't have the season they wanted to this past year. Back when they had John Wall, I watched him a lot. I really enjoyed watching him, and especially Bradley Beal. I think that's a player that I could really try to model my game after.
People at Wisconsin have kind of talked about competitiveness and drive and stuff like that with you. In a workout like this, how do you get that to show through when it's kind of a limited window there?
Just trying to be able to make as many shots as I can, especially when we're keeping track of the numbers. And that little one-on-one segment we had, or just, up and down defensively. Defensively just try not to let anybody score on me, and offensively go get a bucket anytime.
What was your first love in sports? Was it football, was it basketball, or maybe something else?
At first, it was honestly both of them. I played baseball a little bit too. That wasn't really, my style. But basketball and football, when I was younger, especially, I really loved playing them both. Just going out there competing with my friends. When it started to become a little more competitive and a little more serious, I always knew that basketball was going to be my route.
Where have you worked out before today?
This is my first workout.
Okay, so that's interesting because we noticed as the prior workout was going on, you were sitting on the bleachers. It was kind of like a field goal kicker getting ice before he kicked.
Oh yeah. No, when I saw them doing the condition running up and down, I was like, no, I better get ready for that mentally, especially.
Uh, Look, you're a seasoned player. You've proven so much, but was there an element of nerves as you're sitting there waiting to have your first NBA solo workout?
Definitely. Especially with, the projections and all that right now, I feel like this is a spot I could land at and be able to come in and make an impact right away. So I just want to be able to show the whole front office and the coaches, that I can hoop.
What's it like to have a dad who played in the league and might be able to give you, among many other people, some advice leading into all this?
It's amazing. He was the one that first introduced me to the game, and it's the first time I picked up a ball, I fell in love with the game, and I appreciate him for everything he's done for me, and all the knowledge he's been willing to share with me throughout this process as well.
I have to ask you this because I watch a lot of TV. How did the Taco Bell endorsement come about?
That's my marketing manager. Her name's Katie Wool. She's really great. I'm happy that I'm with the agency and I'm with her. One of the agreements was that I had to wear a purple suit on draft night, which honestly I wouldn't have done. But we negotiated a little bit and took that out the deal. So, but now overall, it was a really great experience for me. I had never done something like that before, and seeing that commercial air during the Western Conference Finals of the playoffs was really, really huge for me.
Does it make people recognize you even more?
Yeah, at the airport on the way here, I had a few people ask me if I was in the Taco Bell commercial, and I told them yeah.
It's at National Airport or in Milwaukee, or?
I've been in Miami training,
Okay,
so it was at
gotcha.
the Miami airport.
Another for you, Johnny. As you go through this process, how you gonna relish it, savor it, and just enjoy the moment?
I only get to go through this once in my entire life, my entire career. So, just being able to come in here and work as hard as I can and show this team or any other team what I can do, and just compete and just hoop the way I do.
I think your dad once mentioned in an interview that you're a big Michael Jordan fan, or at least were as a younger person.
Yeah.
Did it go through your mind over the last 48 hours that, hey, you're trying out for a team that he used to play for? I know you got a million things on your mind, but is it?
Not really. I saw his jersey out there in the facility. It was cool to see that, but I would say I really started becoming a Michael Jordan fan after the Last Dance documentary. I really enjoyed watching that show and just being able to see what went on behind the scenes.
In your work preparing for these types of workouts, what areas of your game have you really tried to sharpen up?
Mainly shooting, just because I didn't shoot the way I wanted to this past season at Wisconsin. When I go back now, I need to know I need to work on conditioning. That kind of kicked me in the ass a little bit at the end, but I'm glad it did. It just shows me that I got a lot to work on.
You mentioned you weren't too happy with your shooting numbers. How much of that was affected by the ankle injury you had?
The ankle injury was only the last 2 or 3 games of the season. I thought at the beginning of the season I was shooting it very well. Once teams got the scouting report out, I think I had to shoot a lot more contested shots because I wasn't getting any open looks. So that could have been a reason why my numbers dropped.